Hey, my Married at First Sight Nashville fans. Yes, it's that time again. We had an episode this week that we got to talk about. We got 2 weeks left into decision day. Everybody's anxious. The couples head to a breathtaking mountain getaway for a dual birthday bash. We got bear sightings. And then we also have the crowning of the first ever Married at First Sight King. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight Nashville Season 16, Episode number 16, Unbearable Truth. And without any further ado, let's unpack this episode. So, this week's episode of Married at First Sight, I can say was pretty interesting. The couples retreat always have a way of kind of shedding light to things that might have been hiding in the darkness. Now, maybe it was the drinks or conversation of the group, but we are able to get a little bit more insight into these couples, though. Now, things were communicated that may not have been said before, but now it's time to see what they actually do with that knowledge and information. So first, let's start out with Christopher and Nicole. Now, Nicole was struggling with Chris's nonchalant attitude about their living situation after this whole experiment comes to an end. They've searched for rentals together, but the biggest issue is them finding a place that's going to allow all three of their dogs. And then when they arrived to the retreat, Nicole was still agitated and frustrated about this. Now, Chris, he decided to plan a surprise treasure hunt for Nicole to find these notes of affirmation, which was really a sweet gesture that I know we really appreciated from him, even if that's even more possible. Now, she has been struggling with self-love and oftentimes doubts that she deserved good things happening to her. And the fact that Chris doesn't mind reaffirming her and expressing his love is absolutely wonderful. Now, there may be a time when that becomes exhausting, though, if she isn't too careful, but at least for now, Chris doesn't seem to mind. So next up is Heiress and Jasmine. So Jasmine brought an icebreaker game for the ride to the couples retreat. Now, although it's pretty sad that they still need to have exercises just to communicate at this point, there was some good questions though. Now, once they arrived to the party, it started with shots and a pageant for the husbands. Heiress took home the win for the king of the retreat. He beat out all of the other husbands in style with his personality. Now, he might have had an edge given his wife is a pageant winner herself. But I guess we got to say Shaq came in a close second, in my opinion. Now, Jasmine was finally getting more comfortable expressing her feelings to Heiress. He routinely meditates, and she really wanted the opportunity to share that experience with him. Now, when he forgets and does it by himself, she lets him know how she felt. Now, he appreciates her speaking up and decides to meditate again to appease her. Later, they went rock climbing and talked a little more about their relationship. Jasmine asked Heiress to be more present and spend less time on his phone. He requested that she speak up at the moment and tell him what she needs. Later that evening, he shared with everyone how much he appreciates the woman he's married to, and she was just so surprised she even got emotional. Hopefully, though, she isn't devastated if Heiress decide not to pursue things past decision day. But something kind of tells me she is back falling for him once again. Next up, Clint and Gina. So Clint and Gina are sharing a room for the first time since their honeymoon. Now, currently, they have been utilizing separate bedrooms in that whole shared apartment that they're in. Now, although the situation is a little awkward, they kind of make the best of it. And I think Clint was definitely probably looking forward to all of this more than Gina. Now, the next day, what we did get to see them enjoying a roller coaster and some cocktails afterwards. Gina acknowledged that things have gotten a lot better since they had the whole conversation with Dr. Pepper. They both feel that doing things together was pretty helpful, and I guess we're still struggling to kind of see what they're doing, especially since they're in the friend zone. Now, friends do go out, they have deep conversations, and then sometimes have sleepovers. But as much as I can see progress with these two being comfortable around one another, I still see them in the friend zone. Now, we got to talk about the group dinner where Gina confirmed that she and Clint are officially now in the friend zone. Now, she even said that she didn't even sign up for MAFS to be married to a friend. Now, although Clint agreed, I think he was a little taken back. He continues to be positive and make it seem like they still have a chance. I mean, I think those words that Gina put out there make it more clear than ever that there isn't a chance. And I don't think anyone is going to be shocked if they don't decide to stay together on decision day. So finally, last but not least, Shaquille and Kirsten. So Shaq and Kirsten, they enjoyed a tubing date together. And I mean, it was nice to see them kind of have a lot of fun together. But that fun doesn't last for very long, as Kirsten expressed concerns about their communication style and how it makes her feel at certain times. Now, once they got back to the house, their issues were even more apparent as they talked to the other wives and husbands separately. Kirsten told the ladies that she's in the middle of the road about where she stands on decision day. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Shaq let the guys know that they are still having problems despite how things might look on the outside. Now, one major issue is that Kirsten still hasn't introduced him to her family. Now, we got to give a bombastic side eye to that one, if I'm being honest. Shaq is way more into Kirsten than she is into him, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen from there when it comes to these two. So, all in all, it looked like they had a lot of fun at this retreat. Looked like Clint and Gina, they pretty much made it known to everybody where they stand. The whole king pageant, I absolutely agree. I mean, I know Heiress won, but Shaq was definitely right there. I probably would have put him in my first place. But, I mean, honestly, we're coming down to the final 2 weeks. I know a lot of the fans, as seen on social media, they think this season has been absolutely boring. I'm hoping we get at least one couple out of this situation, and more than likely it looks like Chris and Nicole is probably going to be the winner chicken dinner in this whole thing, because the other 3 couples, I am just not seeing it whatsoever. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. Do you guys think Clint want more than friendship when it comes to Gina? Is Heiress just going through the motions and the steps with no intentions of staying married? And where do you think it's going to mean for both Kirsten and Shaq? I know Kirsten, I don't think it seems like she's interested as much as Shaq is. Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel, and until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.